This is Sutton Park in Birmingham. Very simple little scene. We've got our path there, two little figures, tree line up the left and then along the horizon, and then we've got some nice shadows coming from the left straight across, so a nice light area here on the right hand side. So let's see what we can do with this one. As usual, we've got all the usual gear: ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber and light red. They're all Cotman watercolours, squeezed out and allowed to dry. 3 brushes, large one round snake on the left, number 3 rigger in the middle and a 3/4 inch flat on the right. Water jar, then 15 by 11 Fabriano, £130 cold pressed, and it's clipped to a piece of 9mm ply, so it's not going to go anywhere. Tea towel drying at the top. One last look at the picture and we'll get cracking. So I'm going to start by giving our paper a little bit of a soaking, not too much, just enough to stretch it so it doesn't crinkle, and allow us to put a nice little sky and background, nice and soft. So there's a bit of raw sienna, bring that right down to the bottom. Clean the brush, take off most of the excess water on the tea towel, and then I'm going into ultramarine. And then just nice and economically, something like so. And I'm going to scrunch up a bit of tissue and just pop a few little clouds in there. Wipe away that hair that came off. Ooh, still on there. I wouldn't recommend doing this actually until it's dry, but also, if you see any bits of paint coming down, now's a good time. You can sort of soak it up. Darken on there. That'll do. Don't want to get too mad with the clouds. Right, trees. So I didn't need to clean the brush really, because I'm going to use the same 2 colours. Now the paper's already wet, so I don't need much, if any, water on the brush. I'm just going into the same 2 colours, raw sienna, burnt umber. So you're getting a sort of, very sort of bluey green. And the advantage of that is, pushes stuff right back into the background. Now the horizon line is somewhere like that. And there's also raw sienna. I'll try and vary it a bit, but I can also see there's a bit of red in there as well. Just some of those sort of autumn colours where the leaves are starting to die. So also vary your height as well of your trees. Don't put them all the same size. So I've used the same colours as the sky apart from the light red, but don't go mad with the light red because it's very, very strong colour. And it'll soon overpower the scene. And down there like that. I'm just dipping the tips in just to bring the hairs back together. Take the excess off. And then while that's still wet, we can just use our fingernail to just scrape in a few trunks. Use a rigger if you like. Yeah, I'll use the rigger. Do a few more. Remember, no, not much water because the paper's already wet, and it will just start to spread out. There's hardly anything on that. Very almost dry, that brush, but if I use much water at this stage, because its paper's already wet, it will just go everywhere. That'll do, don't want to get too mad with that. Now, in front of those we've got a Nice bit of grassy area, but it's quite light. So I'm just going to use raw sienna, bit of lemon yellow. Let's just move it sideways like that. Just getting that straight. Yeah, that's sort of gone nice and straight now. And then again, if I go into those colours, just give it a quick sweep, something like that. And then I'm sort of and then just a touch of the ultramarine, just so you got something like that on your brush. 3 different colours, and then just give them a quick mix, and they all come out nice on the paper. So you get all the different shades of blues and all kinds of stuff. And if you overdo it, if it's too overpowering, say if there's too much blue, just go over it like that, and it will just diffuse it off a bit. Paper stretch, you can see how it's coming away from the board now. So just a case of pull it tight and refix it. And I'm just going to bring this all the way down to the bottom. Trying to beard it. Just a touch of burnt umber as well. There's a bit of mud down there. That'll do. So that's that side in. Next we've got our big trees on the left hand side. So it's dark colour, so I haven't got to bother cleaning the brush. So I want to go nice and dark anyway. I'm just dipping the tips in because it's got a bit dry. So I'm doing lemon yellow, Payne's grey, ultramarine. Just throw them all in. Now this one's right off the top, and again just keep reloading your brush, varying it, so you've got all different nice shades of green and whatnot in there. Pop over a bit of raw sienna. There, I want that nice and dark now, because I want that to sort of change against the lighter background. If I go really dark, just so it really stands out. See how it stands out now against that background. There's all really dark shadows in there. And there we've got just using the fingernail now just to scrape out that trunk that's going up there. And there's sort of another one up there somewhere, something like that. Anything you don't like, just paint straight over it. So until you're left with just what you do like. I'm just going to put this path in. So the path, if I just go ultramarine, light red, bit of raw sienna, but it's going to be something. See, it's up there. Hang on, just got a hair. So that's what you do. Get with the hikes. You get all hairs just sticking out. They're constantly coming out. It's just part of the. You just have to put up with it, I'm afraid. Let's just pop this path in so it sort of comes round like that, and then it just away like that. Something like that. Remember, nice and narrow at the top, and then it comes down to a broad. Just gives that sort of perspective look. Clean the brush, and then we got some again. Just giving me lighter colours on this side. Lemon yellow. Just bring that over. Maybe a touch of burnt umber as well, just where the bits of mud through the grass. A few on this side. Actually, no, I don't want to get too mad with this. That'll do. Right. What I might do is just go into this area and maybe just using the rigger, put a few more bits of twigs and branches and whatnot. So I'm just going nice and dark, and then let's just pop a few little more twigs and whatnot, all kinds of stuff going on. Just hold it right at the end, don't hold it like a pen, because you're just sort of looking for that random strokes. That'll do, something like that. You can always also, I mean, there's a million and one different ways of doing things. If you just go in there like that and just give it a swivel round and then just bang a few little grasses or whatnot down there, and maybe a few more bits of grass. I mean, it's just another way of doing grass, really. Maybe a few over here as well. Do the big ones at the bottom, and then as the paint's going off the brush, it makes it easy then to do some up the top. So just a foolproof way, just so that you don't do them too strong at the top. Obviously just pressing harder. Just get all sorts of various random effects. So that'll do for that little bit. Now what I might do, I'm just looking down the side now to see if I need to use the hairdryer or not. Because I want to put a couple of little figures about there. Now I can see from here that that's dry. The only sort of wet areas are sort of around there and a bit up there, but I can see that's dry, so I ain't going to bother using the hairdryer. I'll just pop our two little figures in. Now for that, I might use sort of red, blue. You can use any colour for these, really. If we just pop the heads about there. Smaller one there. And if you sort of merge them together, it looks as if they're sort of walking alongside one another. And then just stick like a little dog at the bottom, walking the dog, something like that. Hang on, it doesn't look right. Something like that. Try not to overpush it too much. I want to put some shadows in. Now it's got to be dry for that. Now I can see there's still wet areas, so I'm going to have to use the hairdryer. That should be dry now. So again, looking up from there, I can see there's no bits of water reflecting off the lamp I've got here. So I know that's good to go. And I can put those shadows on, and the paint on the paper is not going to go all over the place. So clean the brush, not too much water. Get your sort of shadowy colour. Don't do it too dry, because you need to be able to see the sort of landscape underneath. So it takes a bit of practice really to get it just right. I mean, I still need practice myself. Shadowy colour, I'm using red and blue. And I want enough on here so I can just do it all in one go. I ain't got to keep messing about. You certainly don't want to have to keep doing mixes. Just enough on the brush so you can just do all the shadows in one go is what I try and do. So I'm sort of looking at the photo now and I can see sort of shadows there. And then it's just pop some big ones down here. And you want to put these in as quick as you can really without fiddling with them. Get them in, quick dry. Yeah, like I say, it takes a bit of practice. It's trying to work out just exactly how dark you want your shadows. Maybe I could have gone just maybe a touch darker than that, but I ain't going to mess around with them anymore. I'm just going to grab the number 3 rigger. Let's just stick a few birds in, I think. A few little birds up there. And I'm going to just get a dark colour. Burnt umber and ultramarine. I'm just going to stick my name in this corner and call that one done, I think. So let's have a closer look at it and see how it compares to the photograph. So there's our finished painting. Let's see how it compares to the photo. I'd like to have got the shadows in a bit stronger, to be honest with you, and I think in the painting these trees are a bit further back, they're a little bit closer. See, if you look at them, if you look from the horizon to the top, they're at least halfway. You can see how small I've done them, a lot smaller, giving the appearance that they're a bit further away. No, it doesn't really matter, but so again, you can see I use the tissue to put the clouds in, just the ultramarine, raw sienna across. I think I could have done a better job with these trees, to be honest with you. They're a bit not the best. And then we've got the foreground trees on the left in shadow. Again, use the fingernail just to scrape out the trunks and then continue them on with the rigger. And you can see I'll try to get this on nice and dark so that it contrasted against the background. Little figures there. You see, you sort of join them together, it just looks like a couple walking off into the distance. The shadows, I'd like to have got them a bit darker than that, to be honest with you. And then with a nice sweeping path. Maybe I could have put a few rocks in just to sort of emphasise the path a bit more, but that's a worry. There's my quick impression of Sutton Park. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Keep practising. Any questions please ask, and I'll see you again soon.